What's up, everybody? And today we're reacting to Marcos Commandos. I think it's pronounced Marcos. It's M-A-R-C-O-S. This is the Marcos Commandos selection and training decoding badges. This, I guess, is the Indian Navy Special Operations. I thought this would be fun to watch because, firstly, I've done a few Hindu videos recently that have absolutely blown up, and this is kind of like the mix of both, right? We've got Indian culture and commandos, which is what I was, a British commando. So this is like the perfect intersection. What I've done, because it is in Indian language. I don't know what language it is. I'm sorry. It's very ignorant of me, and I do apologize. I've put subtitles on, and I've done the subtitles as an English translation subtitle. So hopefully some of that translation comes across, but I apologize for my ignorance. If there's something that's wrong or whatever, just let me know in the comments, and we can all learn together, right? We don't have to bicker or anything like that. Before we get started, DREADNOUGHT MEADERY, check it out, link down below. Very excited about it. My new project with my brother, where we make mead together, taste mead, have a lot of fun with it. It's great. Check it out, link down below. Other than that, let's shut up, let's pull this up, and let's have a cheeky peek. Yeah, it's up here. Marcos Commandos. M-A-R-C-O-S. I think that's how you pronounce it. But let's see how it's all about. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and I'll narrate what it says for people, for my audience who is more British and American. Marcos, yeah. The few, the fearless. All right. Okay. Let's have a look here. What gear do they have? Saw an AK then. So, Navy Special Forces. The translation hasn't started yet, but I know it will do at some point. Highly specialized commandos. I'm wondering if the... Oh, okay, it'll come up in the subtitles will come up. Is this... I'm wondering if this is like a montage of actual Marcos Commandos, or whether this is just generic footage. Because there's some people there with AKs. I think I saw an MP5 style then. So I'm wondering, do they just have multiple different weapons, or do they have a specific rifle that they use? I'm pretty sure that... There we go, in something trade division, Army Forces Special Forces. The biggest and most dangerous operation successful, one of these, Javajon? The attack Mumbai Lake and the Red Lake and the operations of the Northeast. There is nothing special about these commandos. These commandos can carry out any operation to the end of the sea. This thing is famous about commandos, that no one can ever see them. They are also called an invisible army. If you want to become marksman, then watch this video carefully. In this video, you'll be given the selection procedure training and marksman. Before talking of which... Oh my god, he talks so fast! If you have not subscribed, blah, 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 yeah. Go, the original link to the original video will be down below. Make sure you go over there and give it a like and stuff, okay? First of all, let's talk selection, procedure, and training of marks. Selection of marks is very difficult. Not everyone is... Special people are selected for this to become a Marine Commando. You have to do military training for this. It is mandatory to be in the Indian Navy, and your age should be between 20 and 25. Marcos training lasts for 2.5 to 3 years. Their training is so difficult that you can guess from the fact that out of all thousands of soldiers, only one becomes a Marcos. You know, to become a fully qualified Marine Commando, you have to go through 4 phases. The phase 1 selection of the Indian Navy, and any soldier who wants to become a Marcos has to first undergo a 3-day physical fitness, an aptitude test. During these 3 days, 80% of the candidates are sent back to face the selection. Candidates who successfully clear selection is sent to the health camp for 5 weeks. This is the most difficult phase of Halwa training. In this, the soldiers is given closer to physical training, and in go back. And in this, cadet is not allowed to sleep. Cadet, I'm guessing it's supposed to say cadet is not allowed to sleep. If he gets even 4 hours of sleep, then he is very lucky. The cadets are made to exercise continuously for 20 hours every day. During the jail, Gaiman has to run 20 kilometers every morning and 20 kilometers at night with a battle load of 60 kilograms. Apart from this, many of the trainings are also conducted in the jail. They have to complete a 2.5 kilometers long static course, and once a week they have to walk 120 kilometers with a 60 kilogram of battery loop. The most important and the difficult part of Helvy's training is the death crawl. The other special forces soldiers of the army crawl. Yes, they train to move forward by lying on their ground, but in the death cowed, commandos have to... So they're crawling through mud. They're crawling through mud. They have to walk 2.5 kilometers in the muddy field with 25 kilograms of weight on their body. After this training, and the commandos get completely tired, and when they start to feel sleepy, he has to aim at the target placed 25 meters away. Along with this, he has a big stand. This is very reminiscent of the endurance course in the Royal Marines, right? You've got 2 miles of mud tunnels, underwater tunnels, some horrific stuff for 2 miles, and then you've got a 6-mile sprint back to camp, and then you've got to shoot your rifle that you've been dragging through the mud, and all that's got to be done within 70 minutes, I think it is. I think I did it in 60 because I'm an absolute fucking beast. No, I'm really not, but I did it pretty well. That was the one test that I actually really did well on. So I'm pretty good at endurance. I'm good at long distance. I'm terrible at sprinting. That's why I passed the Tarzan assault course with like 2 seconds to spare or something like that. Those are successfully complete. Sent to the level diving school in Kochi for the first training. Within a month, more than 50% of the cadets are sent back. The remaining are then prepared as Marcus Commandos here to describe basic combat diving. Initial qualification. Initial qualification training, basic special forces training. This is where it gets cheeky, I'm sure. Special forces training selected candidates. The 10th basic special forces training is given in something which is the home base of Marcos, because basic special forces in this training, commandos are available all over the world. They are given training to run the be ready, I'm sure that's supposed to say. Apart from this, training is given to many trades like ship intervention drills, hostages. Training is done, and then they are, sent to the army parachute training school. So they do parachute stuff as well, water stuff. Obviously, our Royal Marines only do water stuff because we have the paras that do that. So ours are kind of split into two, whereas these are kind of amalgamated into one, which is actually really impressive. That's really impressive. But at the end of the day, these are also special forces. Our commandos, which was what I was, are not classified as special forces, nor are our paras. We have the SAS and the SBS, Special Air Service, and the Special Boat Service. They're the ones that do the cheeky stuff, and they do everything. They do all sorts of stuff. Then their probation period starts, i.e. Advanced Special Forces Training. Phase for Advanced Special Force Training. During advanced training, combat free all course is conducted. One has to jump from the height of 33,500 feet using both the technique and high altitude, high opening, and kilo altitude, low opening. What's that supposed to say? You're also supposed to do jungle warfare, which is rightly so. Jungle warfare is incredibly important. So they have like a commando course as well, kind of similar towards many language courses, sniper courses, and many other courses are trained. That's pretty cool. Makes me wonder, it's like a jack of all trades type of thing, isn't it? I'm wondering how much of that sniper training they're actually getting. Is it just like a weekend, or have they got a couple weeks? How much of the jungle training are they getting? Is it just a couple weeks? Or are they getting a couple days, or are they getting like 6 months? Like, that to me is more important than having a large array of stuff that you can do. Because it's one thing being good at lots of stuff. The reason the Royal Marine Commandos are specifically water-based kind of forces is because we specialize in that and we train our ass off just for that and become experts at it. The reason the paras are so good in the air is because they specifically train exactly for that during the jumps course. They really work hard on becoming experts at that specific field. So I'm wondering how much of doing everything is information overload and how much they get tested on it and how much it comes back to testing so many years' time. Do they come back and still get tested on jungle warfare? That's what I'm wondering about. You have to keep your identity hidden, yep, as always. Most of the training commandos take place in, I can't say that. The other major centers of their training are located in Goa, Kochi, Port Blair. Even the families of these commandos do not know they are part of the Marcos Commandos team. It is capacity to carry out operations under any. Some commandos are still associated with the army in Jammu and Kashmir. They assist the army in counter-terrorism in the area. Now let's talk about the badges worn by Marks first of all. It's very similar to the Navy SEAL one. Very similar to it, isn't it? And rightly so. This is the Navy Special Forces, right? So they've got the commando name from Oz, I'm sure, and they've got the waterborne kind of special forces from the SBS, the British Commandos, and the SEALs. So they're going to take aspects from them. That looks very reminiscent of a SAS badge. This badge right here is definitely very reminiscent of an SAS badge. They've got the wings. They've got the special forces. I want to see this cap badge right here. I'd like to see that. Although they're showing off the gear, but they're showing the faces. You're supposed to keep your identity hidden. ये बैच केवल मार्कोस कमांडोज द्वारा पहना जाता है। हालांकि मार्कोस स्पेशल फोर्सेस के जवानों की पहचान गुप्त रखी जाती है, इसलिए ऐसा बहुत कम होता है कि Yeah, it's very rare that Marcos special forces personnel always carry this badge. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Perfect. And rightly so. इसके अलावा मार्कोस Navy SEAL Trident badge, yep. सीज बैच भी पहनते हैं। मार्कोस को यूएस नेवी सीज जो दुनिया की सबसे बेहतर स्पेशल फोर्सेस में से एक है। So yeah, they've definitely learned that from the SEALs, and you know it makes me wonder. We know that British Special Forces, American Special Forces go and train other people as well, and so this was formed relatively early. What did it say? 1987, I think it was. Yeah, 1987, which is relatively recent for Special Forces. So it makes me wonder how much they were trained by US and UK Special Forces as well. Mac is also sent training with a series of. He's one of the best special forces in the world, along with a complete trade for basic underwater demolition training. He's sold to. I'm guessing it's been sent to the Navy. It's also known as Steer, Trident, or Budweiser. And get the diver's badge. Interesting. Yeah. So. I'll let it talk over. I'm not going to go crazy and start like reading off it as well, right? We know that special forces, the idea of special forces, started during World War II with the SAS, right? We know that. We know that that kind of elaborated and became, you know, other different units in Britain. Then the US were like, oh shit, this is really good. We're going to do that. They obviously went and did their own thing, became special forces. We kind of have this really close relationship between the British and American Special Forces where they, you know, they work together quite a lot and they train each other. And it's not just that. Like, I've seen American Special Forces when I was in the Royal Marines as well, and we still talk and trade information and stuff. And so we know that India is probably very close to that and probably help, you know, probably get help from us as well, which is really important. The thing is, right, when I say stuff like that, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, but the Indians are better, the Americans are better. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? If the British Special Forces are going over to India and training them, okay, what happens is there is a trade in information. So usually when this happens, and I can only speak through what's happened, with the Royal Marines, because obviously I wasn't in the Special Forces, but I do know the conduct that's happened in the Royal Marines, and what would happen is you would work with a foreign unit and teach them some of your latest skills and what you know and how to do it. And in return, they will teach you their stuff. And as a body of people, you both excel. You both get better, okay? And that's what would happen is that the British or the Americans would probably train these special forces like when they first started or give them inspiration and give them information. And in return, 20, 30 years when the Indian Special Forces right now, who are probably coming up with their own creative ideas, their own skills, their own abilities, their own unique weapons and kit, they're going to come over to us and be like, hey, check this out, what we've learned. And before you know it, you're both bumping each other up and getting better and better. And that's what it's all about. Good video. It's a shame I had to read it along, but I'm sure someone in the comments can help me give me a bit more information. I thought it was a fantastic video. Let me know in the comments what you think. There'll be a link down below to the original video. Check that out. Don't forget to like on their video. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to me. That would mean a lot. I don't usually ask. I'd appreciate it. Also, go check out DREADNOUGHT MEADERY. That's something that I'm really passionate about. Other than that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.